Hello everybody, welcome to the first game in the Morg Cup playoffs, formerly known as the NAF Ladder Rules World Cup Qualifying Swiss Tournament. So the Morg Cup's a lot better. We've got Mudarra with yellow Wood Elves has kicked off versus Nyaga with white and blue Wood Elves. Very pretty team. This is the same that he used in the World Championship. And these are, I can tell you what seeds they are. We can look over here for a second. Mudarra is 8th seed, Nyaga is 9th seed. And in the booth is 006 himself, Hargrim. Hello.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful, thank you. How are you?
Sick, unfortunately.
Oh. Well, that's a bit of a downer. I'm doing better than you.
Well, hey!
006 is Sean Bean. Oh, are you 007? Wait.
Yes, I'm 007. I'm Bond.
Yeah, I knew you were a little James Bond in a teacup, but then I thought nobody could lose 7 games in a row.
Watch me, Jim. Next year, or in 2027 at the World Cup, I'm going to go 009. Watch me.
I think what it was is because the World Cup's 9 rounds, isn't it? And like 2 days or 6 rounds. So yes. I was thinking like 006 is the worst you could do. And then so that somehow got into my head.
I rolled so badly I lost an extra game.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So actually, do you know what? I was saying that I fancied Nyaga, but not like that, because he's got.
Are you sure about that?
Because he's got 3 sidestep, but he hasn't got a tackle, has he? Some people have got tackle, like tackle in these Wood Elf mirrors could be good, frenzy in the Wood Elf mirrors could be good. So, but and 2 sidesteps enough, isn't it? But he's got 3 sidesteps. He's got a bunch of sidestep. No, he hasn't. He's got 2. I was looking at dodge, thinking it was sidestep. He's got 2 dodge. He's got 2 sidestep and a stand firm, so he's got enough.
I like sidestep catchers for the simple reason that you can one-turn a lot easier with them.
Yes.
But what I don't like is the sidestep dancer. Now, I know Triple Skull has been experimenting with the sidestep dancer, and he came to the conclusion that it was actually okay. But it's just when you can have that frenzy or that tackle instead, especially in the matchups where you need it, is going to be so valuable.
Well, I don't like frenzy because they go wrong, and then I don't like tackle because it's rubbish most of the time. So I like sidestep. Helps defend the 1-turn, helps score the 1-turn. I really like. Now, if this was tabletop, I wouldn't, because in tabletop Amazons exist, right? So,
yes.
So bit different for tabletop. I'm not sure I'd be all aboard the sidestepping, the dancer sides, the sidestep dancer in tabletop. But in frenzy's just gets you into trouble and stuff, right? We didn't see it, but in my game versus Matt Zuckerdor, right? He blitzed on turn 1, and then because I'd set up abreast, he put somebody in for an assist, so he was based after he hit, made the dodge out, 1-1, died, right? Turn 1, blitzer died on a dodge. And that happens, right? If you have frenzy and you don't knock down, you have to dodge away because it's a war dancer, and then it's a 3% chance for your dancer to go down, and then every time your dancer goes down, it can die. So I really do hate the getting stuck with frenzies. Of course, having frenzy is good. Frenzy is good. It's good for witch elves and stuff. But witch elves, you've got loads of other options to hit with, right? If you're not hitting with the witch elves, so
you've got 3 blitzers to use as well at the same time.
Yeah.
When you don't want to use frenzy.
Yeah.
It's very much just a case of it's another piece in your toolbox.
Yeah. But so is sidestep, isn't it? Defending sidelines, and you can put the ball near the sidelines, and you can chain things. You can do funky things with sidestep. It's quite good. I do think it's. I think it's underrated, even though everyone thinks it's really good. Put it on cage corners and stuff, and you can use it. You can use it offensively as well, can't you? It's pretty strong. But yeah, if Amazons existed, I would probably never go frenzy. and be much more inclined to go tackle than sidestep.
Yeah, absolutely. But considering Amazons don't exist, thank the gods for that. I don't disagree with the sidestep choice. I would have personally preferred Frenzy or Tackle.
Yeah.
Probably leaning more towards Frenzy because Tackle.
Yeah. Yeah, Frenzy's not bad at all. Like, it's not highly, it's sometimes bad. But sometimes it's great because even versus good players, they can just give you a free serve, right? So.
Yeah. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's a shit.
Sometimes they give you 2 free serves if they're really stupid.
Well, hey.
Hello, Ali Raider. What this shit is, very rude thing to say, is
Glorious.
the
No, I won't give in.
Morg Cup. It's a World Cup qualifier,
victorious.
NAF style.
And I will defend.
And
I will defend.
It's, very good. We're at the top. We're at the final 16. Top 16 cut. Thank you very much, Protean Fabricator, staying fantastic for 3 glorious months. Ah, yeah. Nothing's happening right now, so we've got a top 16. All these games are best of 3, Vituk style. So it will be like the first 2 games don't have overtime. The third game, if necessary, will have overtime activated to find a clear winner, which I think is a great format.
I really like the best of 3 format, actually. I think it's a great way of sort of filtering out those games of, well, I could have won, but I got diced, so nothing I can do. And it's really unfortunate to lose like a high-stakes game when you're just getting roller cubed.
Yes.
So I think it's a great way of eliminating that factor.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I lost 1 game due to a dicing. I still have 2 more chances.
Yes. Unfortunately, you can get diced every single game.
well, yeah, but it limits it.
Yes.
A lot more.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it's really good. Yeah, without being like we're just gonna play 3 games kind of thing. It's good because it's just more like a second chance. Because if you lose the first game, you're still almost out, right? So because you've got to win, and they know they only need to draw, and they've already beaten you. So like. I don't know any of the stats, but I'm sure whoever won the first game was like a really good favourite to like win overall, right? Super good favourite to win if they won the first game. But yeah, it stops the feeling of getting completely robbed, because at least if you've got robbed twice, well, you were even more unlucky. Maybe it doesn't stop that feeling actually. If you get unlucky twice, but that's so much more rare, isn't it? It stops the 1 in 20 chances of feeling robbed, but it does lead to 1 in 400 chances of feeling super robbed.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there is also that whole thing about, well, if you're feeling robbed 2 games in a row, maybe you're doing something wrong, and maybe it sort of unravels a pattern of, well, bad play.
It could be, but also we've seen after watching every single game in the World Cup, I can tell you there were people that got unlucky both games. But it is what it is, isn't it? And like that's Blood Bowl, right? Unless you have like best of 100, you're very unlikely to see the best player win anyway.
Yeah, but who wants to play 100 games against the same opponent with the same team?
Nobody.
Let alone play 100 games of Blood Bowl.
Exactly, yeah. The best of 17 that I'm doing with Sol is going to be like, that's taken months. It's taken us literal months. It's taken us a quarter of a year. But well, I'm holding judgment with Reyna. I'm withholding judgment on the best of 17. Either it's going to be super accurate or a complete joke. But it's certainly like it's just weird, right? Like even Super League, like that's 7 games, tabletop 6 games. It's so easy for like anyone decent to win that, and they just need to be probably like top 25% to win, maybe even top 33% to win a tabletop. You don't have to be the top 10% or top 5% or anything like that.
It depends on the size of the tournament. For example, I went to Reva Bowl in Valencia a few weeks ago, well, basically a month ago now. And you had to win all 6 games if you wanted to win the tournament.
Yeah.
because there was just such a large base of players and a lot of them were really good. So in order to guarantee a tournament win, you have to win all 6 games. Whereas at a lower spread tournament, you can maybe get away with 5-1-0, 5-0-1, something along those lines.
But somebody still has to do it, right? So like,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Once somebody's like about a 60% or whatever, it's a shame that we can't throw around stats anymore because Blood Bowl 3 stats are completely bugged. What little Blood Bowl 3 stats they are completely bugged because it's absolute nonsense. You know, like the level is so much lower than Blood Bowl 3, Blood Bowl 2 was, and then like. Fumble's completely skewed as well, so it's all really weird. So you can't really like. All you can do is talk about individuals, and then of course you can't talk about individuals in case they take offence or whatever. So really, you've just got to, any discussion of skill level in Blood Bowl is a complete minefield. But if you take like a good player who's about 60%, wins most of the time versus normal players, beats bad players a lot of the time. Most people are happy at that level, right? And don't feel the need to get, try and get as good as K-Fog or whatever. But they don't need to be as good as K-Fog. They just don't need to be as good as K-Fog. So you can easily win a 6-man tournament, win every game in a tournament without being as good as K-Fog, right? Yeah. Easily, because everyone wins tournaments that aren't as good as K-Fog. Everyone who's ever won a tournament has won it without being as good as K-Fog. maybe Goo. Goo's right up there, isn't he? Goo's incredible.
Goo's very good as well.
Yeah.
I've got to say, like, I've played quite a few good players now, at least in the tabletop scene. And there's one player who I simply have never seen anyone who is as good as. And that's a Danish player called Hovring. He is unbelievably good.
He was in this, funnily enough, and didn't do too well.
Yeah, I saw. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Enough. Because his team at the World Cup came second, I think.
And the World Cup, yeah.
Yeah. Like the tabletop World Cup.
Yeah. No, I got it. When you said World Cup, I went Euroball, and I was like, wait, it was America, wasn't it? But like Denmark were third, weren't they, in the World Cup? And is he Danish, Hovring? Is that right?
He's Danish, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Euroball Danish were third, right? And he did he did do really well, I remember. So
I think he went 3-3-0.
Yeah, maybe not really well then. All right.
Well, you've got to like think about who they were playing against, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like what national teams they drew.
I know, it's still only all right though, isn't it? It's still only all right.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean, 6-0 would have been incredible.
Yeah.
Just like we have a Danish player who's like really good on Skaven, called Tank. The Euroball that Denmark won, he went 6-0-0.
Yeah. Yeah. Like someone's going to, aren't they? Like at the end of the day. It's,
usually people who win best individual at Euroballs, etc., are like 6-0-0.
Yeah, I think Mankiz was 5-1-0, but yeah, 6-0 is not. But also, there's a chance of them being like submarine types, isn't there? Like, because like Mankiz, right, wasn't on Team France, was he? Or so like not to disparage Mankiz, who's a great player, of course, but like that is a little bit of a factor. So yeah, if you're winning Euroball, then going 6-0, winning Euroball is better than going 6-0. Not winning Euroball. Yeah.
Usually winning Euroball is a pretty good thing, right, Jim?
Yep. That's the top tier analysis you get on this channel. Absolutely zero talk of the game, just quietly. I just realised.
I mean, there's not really much happening, is there?
No, it's Wood Elves, isn't it?
It's just a Wood Elf mirror. No, I mean, Nyaga's got the first chip, so that's already a massive swing, but...
Yeah. KO.
Yeah.
And this is completely exposed. This sideline's completely exposed. He's got 3 players behind the ball that aren't controlling anybody, so he's in a bad spot, isn't Mudarra, right now?
Yeah, I think Nyaga just pushes the side, unless Mudarra does something to cover it.
I mean, I don't think he can. I just don't think he can cover it now.
No.
It's just too weak. 3 players behind the ball, player stunned, tree rooted. It's an absolute disaster for him.
Disaster.
It would be good to know. Yeah, it's sad that you can't see in game if you join late. You've got no idea. I mean, I didn't join late. I just didn't watch. So actually, I probably could have scrolled back. I didn't join late. No, I didn't join late. Yeah, I didn't join early. I didn't join in time, and you just can't see it.
Usually, I'd say for Wood Elves, if you get the chance to kick, you should kick. Especially with no overtime format, right? It just means that you can play the first half, try and play for damage, or try and play for the ball. You can do both at the same time. Is probably the way to go.
I think it very much depends. I think it depends on what result you want, what you're playing against, how good you think you are, how good you think the opponent is, what do you think their objectives will be, what are your objectives. I think there's a lot goes into it.
There's a lot of factors to it. I'm thinking more like in terms of the Wood Elf mirror here.
Yeah.
Like for Nyaga and Mudarra.
But it's still different teams, right? There's still different teams in the mirror. Even in a mirror, it's still like, what if you're the one with 2 sidestep and they've got frenzy and things like that. They haven't got a tree, you have got a tree, all that sort of stuff. So there's all those will be factors in it. But in this particular game, it would also depend if you think you're better than your opponent or not. I really do, because I think like if I'm better, I usually call it arrogance, if you will. I usually think I'm better than the opponent. And and I usually think they're probably going to be happy with a draw, where I'm probably going to want to win. It's a bit different in this because you can take a draw, can't you, in this format? But like in tabletop, you have to win because as you say, you have to win 6-0. Almost always, you have to, or at least you have to you don't have to go mental to win a game, but you can be pretty sure that 6-0 is probably going to be required in like a decent number of players. 6-0 is probably going to be required. And so my opponent might not, he might not be trying to win the whole thing, right? He might be quite happy to just draw a game. So like loads of people draw in tabletop. 25% of games end in draws, which is crazy, right? When draws are not good enough for anybody. So yeah, people just don't push for draws as much as they should probably. So if in that case, and then there's also the whole thing of like the freedom it gives to your offense if you defend first, because you can get yourself into trouble. Like my games versus Devo in the World Cup, I was getting myself into trouble on offense because I felt like I had to score on turn 8 on offense. But of course, if I defended first and had turned him over and scored, then I could have just scored on turn 2 and just definitely won, right? So like I could have just, maybe I'm not. Maybe it wouldn't have been that easy to score on turn 2, but it's a lot. If you've got Wood Elves, it's a lot easier to score at some point than having to stall till turn 8.
Yeah, there is that. Most game plans involve around scoring on turn 8, and sometimes those game plans have to change depending on board state, right?
Yes. You really don't want to change that, but sometimes you have to. Yeah. But if you're 1-0 up, then you don't care. 1-0 up, you're like, right, I don't care in the least about stalling this out till turn 8.
Yeah, then it's just bang it in as quickly as possible. Take as few risks as you can to secure the win.
Yeah. So yeah, predictably, these 3 players are left in the dust. This was awful, having these 3 players behind the ball. They're not controlling anything either. At least if they'd if they were bracketing the dancer. But they were just literally doing nothing. That was a bad turn from Mudarra. Lost him the drive pretty much.
It has lost him the drive, not pretty much. It has lost him the drive.
Well, come on, it's not over. he's got a war dancer right there.
Yeah, but the problem is there's really not much he can do to try and get the sack and then recover as well. Like the best he can hope for is 0-0 at half. What he has to do is he has to recover his position. Yes,
it's turn 4. Yeah, it's turn 4. He's got time. If he can get everything back to here, and then turn 5, go to here, and then turn 6, force him in, and then he can get a 2-turn. He can still get a 2-turn out of this. Which I don't really think of losing the drive as much. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's early. That's what I mean. It's not like it's gone away from him and he's going to get scored on turn 8. But it looking like he's going to get scored on.
He'll definitely get scored on.
Oof. Hargrim, it's like you've never played Blood Bowl before. Seriously. as much as I mocked Elliot for the whole "don't say it's over," it really there's a lot to be played on turn 4. That's a bold statement. Things can definitely happen.
But it requires Mudarra to do some thinking now.
Oh yeah, he's in a real bad spot.
Yeah,
But, you know,
the rooted tree certainly doesn't help.
No, I mean if he just makes Nyaga roll a snake, like roll a single 2+, Nyaga can snake and then things can happen. You know.
True.
Nyaga can make
Force
mistakes.
opponent to snake.
Yeah. Force opponent to roll a 1 in 36 risk. Now, he can't make him roll a crucial one this turn, but maybe you can make him roll a crucial one next turn, and then he's got a 3% win, hasn't he? Almost. Like, I hate the idea of just, making your opponent roll dodges and hope they snake. Like, it's such a terrible strategy. It's terrible. It's awful because of how useless it is and how unlikely it is to work. But it's all he has right now, isn't it? It's his only that's gone. And so I guess that kind of conventionally defending the drive is gone at this point.
Yeah,
it's fairer to say than he's definitely conceded.
So, from what I can tell, this is a case of Mudarra playing maybe a bit too aggressively too quickly, and that has caused him some problems. Now he needs to try and play even more aggressively because it's his only option. He can't return to the passive playstyle of I'm just going to wait until like turn 5, turn 6 and then pressure you.
Yeah.
To sort of maximize the amount of time you have to break, well, not to break your opponent, but to stop them from scoring, because now they have limited amount of time to resolve critical turns instead of just blitzing through a turn 4. Saying, yeah, I can just take the sideline like Nyaga did.
Yeah.
Did any of that even make sense?
More or less. I mean, I understood it. Other people might not.
Yeah, it's pre-coffee Hargrim. It's not a good place to be.
Yeah, that's exactly where I thought that dancer was going to go. It's a really nice spot for the dancer, isn't it? He's screened, he's central.
He's managed to recover the position quite nicely.
Yeah. Oof. Ooh, rushing as well. So I think this guy goes to like there, and then this guy just dodges out, and then you've got a screen, haven't you? So you're screening off these 3. No, so I don't like that. With him, I'd have definitely double cut the corners and gone there.
Absolutely.
And then this guy dodged
skills,
there.
so you're fine.
Yeah. And then you're kind of trying to screen off these 5 players, right? Which is that's a lot of players that you can screen off. And instead he screened none of them off.
Yeah, cutting the team in half seems like a good plan.
Yeah. 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 Oh god. Okay, so he's got more in front. So like this is a fine position really, right? You've got the line there, basically parallel to where they are. Pretty decent, good recovery turn. But I did like the idea of splitting them, maybe more.
I definitely like the split here.
Split him in half, Hargrim. That's what they call him. Let's just keep pushing the sideline. It looks like Nyaga. I wouldn't have hated a turn of get the band back together.
No, I was just about to say that. This would be a nice turn to sort of get the rest of your team in, because right now you're going to be outpacing the team, and suddenly you're playing 5-6 against 6, which is not exactly what you want. You want a numbers advantage, considering you already have the KO.
Yep. It's got this stun. You get down the stun, so that's making things, a bit harder as well, isn't it? And then this guy's miles behind. These 3 are all a bit behind.
This would have been a nice turn to sort of just take a step back. It spends some time, or it burns a turn, which is great for you because you want to score on 8 anyways.
Yeah.
And, you know, it gives you your entire team back.
Yeah. Could have like Vengerbust against the Dancer. You could have just Vengerbust here, I guess. But it's this catcher and Vengerbust there, something like that. But now we're gonna get a shot on the ball.
We most definitely are, Jim. I don't like this turn.
No. Hate to brag, you know.
Jim being right as always. Wow, your ego must be feeling fantastic right now.
It always is. It always is. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm like, look, he might not, you know, Nyaga might not score. You know, he might score still. He might score on turn 8 still. But it's just like, that's the thing. I think with the elf mirrors, it's so easy for, like, you know, dice rolls to be impactful and, you know, situations to happen that I think it's never correct to like write somebody off unless, you know, you're winning like 4-0 or whatever. Oh damn! I need to publish. Speaking of which, I need to publish my BB game. Well, hey.
Well, hey.
He's gonna have to do a 3+ dodge, isn't he? Here, I think. I guess he could double rush. He goes for the 3+ dodge. Maybe he should have double rushed.
Ooh, balls on his ass.
Yeah, because it's quite important to have it there, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, considering he's got sidestep, he's not under threat of sort of losing the ball over the sideline, right? So there's that one factor for not re-rolling. However, there is a lot of recovery options there. So that re-roll is probably very necessary.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if he didn't have sidestep, he'd be getting surfed, wouldn't he?
Well, yeah.
Which would have been pretty bad. On a scale of 1 to bad, this guy just running around and getting instantly surfed is pretty bad.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I think a Hargrim World Cup experience getting that surfer dance. Like, dance and surf, fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's pop dodge. Hello, Johnny. To be fair, there was quite a few. There's quite a few good players in the cup who didn't do so well. So there's no shame in that. Gets the push, gets the strip. Guess he'll go back between the catcher and that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. You can't afford to go to the sideline.
Has to follow right to make the catch harder. Oh, I think you have to follow to make the catch harder. Oh, he doesn't follow and he gets that. Two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Rush and then like make a bit of a screen or at least an eye cage or something. Double rush. Well, this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 handoff. You could have an X cage here. That's insane, isn't it?
Pretty good if you manage the 4+ pickup.
Yeah.
I think you'd go for it.
Yeah, you could just like dodge this guy there, right? And that's like your only commitment to it.
Yeah.
So it's not like you don't have to put a whole X cage there and then if it doesn't work, you're completely out of position. Like you could maybe make that guy as the corner of it as well, because it kind of like he can kind of go there, and then this guy can come there to get it. So you'd have this guy there, that guy there. So you'd have like 2 players. So he's covering more near the ball first. That's fair enough.
I mean, this is also fine, right?
Yeah.
You've still got plenty of time to get the score.
Yeah.
So
I really like just full X cage, but Nyaga's stripper is ready to come and do something.
Like take off their clothes?
Yeah, strip, yeah. That is what they're going to do.
I like doing all of these other moves first, though, before going for the pickup.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, he could have done all of this, but it wouldn't have been that much different, right? If he was going to hand off to this guy, this dancer could have been there, and this guy could have been over there, and then he could have been there. Oh, he handed off to the dancer. Okay, that's...
It's pretty good to hand off to the dancer.
Yeah.
I mean, there is just a blank one. Wait, no, this is terrible. There's just a straight 1D on the ball now.
Yes. Yeah. But then you can't get past him as well. So, like...
I mean, no, you can't. But it also could be a really shit scatter for Mudarra.
Yeah. I mean, I much prefer having this dancer be here, this guy over there, this guy, you know, over there, this guy there, and then dodge out and hand off to him, and then you've got it in a cage, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, or like, make this just a tight X cage. Dancer there, that guy there, that guy there, that guy there, and then you could have done it, but it was a bit... These would have been in worse spots. These would have been in worse spots to have the option of the X cage. But I mean, not much worse. Like, they're not doing a lot there, are they? Really, let's be honest. So they're not really in much worse spots. No, the tree man just rooted instantly, and then this one did nothing. So one rooted instantly, and the other just did nothing. So yeah, the tree man. It's been a bad. The tree men are pretty shit in the Wood Elf mirror, I think. Apart from the mess of the one turn.
They're not really that valuable in the mirror. In a lot of other matchups, obviously, they're going to be a lot, or worth a lot more. But for this matchup specifically, they don't do anything. Like, you don't want to block with them. They can't really move anywhere. It's not like they're going to stop an elf from dodging away from it. It's just,
Oh, Dimrath. I did indeed make it, yep. What a leg end.
What a legend.
100% dedicated to streaming Blood Bowl 8 AM on a Sunday morning. It's funny that the YouTube viewers will think I'm lying, and it's like 6 PM or something right now. Normally I've come up with ludicrous times when the games are on, but this really is 8 AM on a Sunday morning. Oh dear, has anyone blitzed the wrong dancers? Oh, that was awful, wasn't it? Awful. Poor Matt Zuckerdor blitzing the wrong dancer.
The worst part is I tuned into that game thinking, oh, Jim versus Machucador, this is going to be fun. Look up, and he's like, wait, did Jim just score a 5-0?
Yeah. Yeah, that was something, wasn't it?
Sure was something.
Ooh, so there's he's probably just going to clear him, isn't he, and go for the 3+, and then it's still tricky, isn't it? This is all still pretty tricky. He might do. He's run out of players a little bit, hasn't he? This guy should have probably moved up just to add something there. He's doing a 1D without block. This guy probably wants to move up to have a player before you do a 1D without block, mate.
Yeah, you kind of need that player to move up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also good as a sweeper in case something does go wrong, right? But you know.
I think he's just not seen him, right? I think he's not seen either of these. Like, I think his camera's here, and he's just not seen either of them. But yeah, this absolutely should have come to like there, or based him, or whatever. And then this tree could have like come up and based that tree, or just moved over, whatever. But like, I mean, or just not activated because it could root. But this guy needed to be, I don't know, one of these 9 squares. One of these. Yeah, one of these. One of these 9 squares, I think he had to be in.
Glorious.
Yeah.
No, I won't give in until I'm victorious, and I will
He
defend.
failed the pickup.
I will defend.
Even put the reroll in.
Yeah,
Jim, hello,
that too, didn't
Christo,
he?
82, running Gobo, Christo, 82, hello, There.
Running Gobo. Thank you very much, Christopher B. Staying fantastic for 24 glorious months. 6 whole beaver pregnancies, 2 years. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. And the surveillance says they're both under 3 minutes time bank. Well under 2 minutes for Nyaga and 2:35 for Mudarra.
Really spending all of their brain cells on this.
Yeah, both of them. I mean, both the coaches, not both their brain cells. Come on.
No, the latter was a lot funnier.
It is very early, yeah. A little bit later for them, right? I think they're both in Europe.
Well, Mudarra's Spanish, I think, and Nyaga's Swedish. So
Yeah.
for Nyaga, it's 9:30,
Yeah,
and I think it's the same for Mudarra.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm
Spanish
not sure.
time zone is weird.
I would imagine that's what it is. But you never know. You never know, do you? Unless you know them and where they are.
Yeah.
Like, they could just be on holiday in, like, Japan or something, couldn't they?
It's true.
So who knows? I say that because I believe Misspelled Tree played one of her games while she was on holiday in Japan versus Triple Skull. So you never know. Even if you know the people, they could
Poor
be...
Tree, having to play Triple Skull while you're on a holiday.
Right? Disaster. Absolute disaster. I don't know if it's holiday, it could be work related, but maybe I've spoken out of turn there, but in Japan I'm pretty sure. It's at least a bit holiday, isn't it, even if you're working as well.
Yeah. Like a pseudo holiday, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've
Even
got
if
no
you're there for
idea.
work.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Here we go though. Now we're gonna get a full. Oh, see now you know me. I love hitting things, but we're against wood elves here. We need a solid cage. So the problem is he's only got 2 turns after this to score, hasn't he? So maybe we don't need a proper cage. Yeah, we're handing off and running away.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Runaway strategy is what needs to be implemented here.
I still think not hitting was better. That was 2 players that could have been up near the... Well, certainly the dancer could have been up near the ball, right?
Yeah.
For hitting a catcher, I think I'd rather have the dancer up there. So, I still disagree with that hit.
I mean, it's turning...
Oh, but then maybe the dancer cleared a tackle zone. Oh my god, he snaked.
Oh no. Into injury as well.
There you go. Every 2+ that you roll... this could have stopped Nyaga score, right? And then it's looked like it stopped Mudarra's score. Wow.
We went from, well, Nyaga's definitely going to score to, well, this is terrible now for Nyaga, to, wow, Mudarra just cannot roll well.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Now this guy's brilliant because he can go and double rush surf anyone who picks it up unless they rush it up themselves. If the tree's come back to relevancy, not activating the tree last turn is brilliant now because the tree can actually be a cage corner, right? With this guy, he can rush to there. Catch it and come probably all the way around there to screen. Yeah, he can, perfect. And then do some kind of blitz up here. Oh, in fact, you can just blitz this guy, can't you? You don't need to blitz him or anything. You can just blitz this fella, and then the catcher can just get it and be in range.
I think you definitely just blitz that lineman there.
Yeah, then the catcher's in range, which is way better than using him as a screen.
Yeah. Also gives you a ton of space.
Yeah.
Well, these removals are, if the KOs don't come back, is going to be fantastic for the second half for Nyaga.
Yep. Yep, he's won in that regard, even if not in scoreline.
Yep.
Which he might still in scoreline as well. He might get the 8-turn score, defend the 1 turn, and make these KOs could stay out. This could be unbelievably incredible for Nyaga.
Could be.
He's
also,
gone there.
Considering both sidesteppers haven't been removed for Nyaga, it also means that the 1 turn is basically impossible because you've got to stand firm and 2 sidestep.
Yeah. Yeah, it is nice having the 2 sidesteppers, isn't it? That's what I... It's funny, what's he called? Olivier Delac, he went like... I think he went 3 sidestep at one point. No, 2. I think it was 2 sidestep, the stand firm, and kick as well. So like completely anti-one turn with a kick as well.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. But like, you do other things as well, don't like? That's the thing. The good thing is they're not just for that 1 turn, are they? But they're all adding to the anti-one turn.
Yeah, it's
Stuff.
like that one guy who just got 1 turned on once and then just has PTSD from it.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of liked handing off to the dancer, honestly. I would have really liked to have handed off to the dancer. But, okay, I just like doing that.
It's 2 2+ rushes and then a 2+ handoff, and then you still need to protect the dancer, right?
Well, I mean, the dancer could have been back here. So you're just adding a 2+. And then you could have, like... It could have been... This catcher could have come out to here, right? The ball was there. So you could have come back to there, and then you could have handed off to here. And then you could have been in a cage.
Where is that?
Which is pretty nice, I think. Also, I just like having the ball on a sidestep dancer. He's blodge, he's sidestep. And I know, like, he's quite likely to get stripped, but at least he's not just going to get splattered like the catcher is. The catcher can get frenzied here, can't he? Just in the open.
It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rush. It's 4 2+, and then 2 dice on the wall.
Or a leap.
Yeah, but that's a 3+ leap.
Remember those days? When war dancers used to do leaps.
I'm a slan coach. I still do leaps.
Oh, it's mad that, like, that's the thing. Like, what else was so good that losing the leap didn't matter that much? And they don't lose it, right? They still get 4+ leaps quite often. Quite often people will do 4+ leaps, and very occasionally they'll get a 3+ chance.
Yeah, it's very rare they get 3+ chances because most people just X cage.
Mm-hmm. But things happen, right? They get the cage pulled apart. They've got to make breakthroughs, things like this, and then you end up where you get a 3+ leap and stuff. And but yeah, mostly it's at least a 4, right? It's usually a 4, yeah. So he does do the 4 2+, gets the POW, easy.
Easy. Into AV break as well.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Unfortunately, you don't have the movement to just pick it up now.
No, that was the advantage of the leap, is that he would have just had the ball on a dancer.
Yeah.
Now he's got to try and... This one can leap through afterwards, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rush. Yeah, this one, the stripper can get it with a leap. Not now. He stood in the leap square. So, oh no, two's the same as 1, isn't it? 2's the same as 1.
Yes.
Yes, that's fine.
Because you can never have a 2 with the leap skill. You can never have it be a 2+. It'll always be a minimum of 3+.
Well, you can have a 2+ if, like, you're just jumping.
Yeah, if you're just jumping in no tackle zones.
Yeah. But 1 tackle zone is 3, and 2 tackle zones is 3. Yeah. So he could have just gone from here. So he could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then it'd be stuck there. So it was still better to jump. This was the square to jump from because he'd go there and then he'd be clear. Oh my god, all the 3s.
3s.
So not bad, he's got things in front, but there should be a pretty decent chance to score here. Really easy, in fact. Just going to blitz this guy, don't you? And then you just blitz this guy.
Yeah.
And then get the ball.
And then it's 2+ dodge, 3+ pickup, 2+ dodge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2+ rush, 2+ handoff, score.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 rerolls.
Yep. Yep. And you get to punch all of this stuff for fun. Maybe you shouldn't do that until you do the blitz the guy and pick up the ball and hand it off. But then you're getting value from the knockdowns, aren't you? So it's interesting because if you feel like you don't get the knockdowns, the 3D. Yeah, start with the 3D.
Yeah, the 3D is great to take. The thing you have to look at when analysing this is the opponent can't score. Mudarra cannot score.
Yes.
You can. So taking the punches isn't technically a bad idea because you have 2 rerolls. Still.
Yeah, you've got to do a lot of rolls though, right? Like that. The problem is you do have to do a lot of rolls.
The hardest roll in that sequence is a 3+ pickup.
Yeah.
The rest is 2+.
Yeah. See, for Rick Reckless, that's really easy. For me, it's like, oh my god, it's the hardest thing in the world. He's going to hand off to this catcher, I think.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's adding another 3+ to the sequence though.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
It's a 3+ with a built-in reroll.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I much prefer blitzing this guy.
Yeah.
And then blocking this guy and then handing off to him and then 2. So. Yeah, I think that was way better.
So you're replacing a 2+ dodge with dodge skill for a 3+ catch with catch skill. That's not really worth it.
And he's doing this as well, look. You know, because he didn't get the power, he had to dodge through there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I think he blew that a little bit. But he's made 3 removals. We'll see if these KOs stick. Apo came out on that, I think it was a serious injury, wasn't it? So lucky the Apo worked.
Yep. I mean, it was a badly hurt, so it was going to work.
Oh, okay, right, it was badly hurt. Okay, I thought it was an injured, so yeah, so obvious instant Apo then, so yeah.
Yeah.
So this can still be good. This can still be good. It can still be a good, air quotes, half for Nyaga, but you'd have rather been 1-0 up, wouldn't he? Like, that was really close. I think that was the solve, was blitzing the wrestler and then blocking him and then just choosing through. Yeah, haven't they used a lot of time? 34 seconds left for Mudarra and 50 seconds left for Nyaga. Maybe this is a good. This is like tabletop play, right? Use all the time in the first half on my drive, and in the second half you've only got half an hour to get your score done. absolute tabletop tactics from Nyaga. I'm just joking on that.
I used to play in a league with a guy who was notorious for being quite slow. He's gotten a lot better at his time management now. But one of our league games at one point took 5.5 hours.
God.
That was painful.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. We're going to have a big gang foul on the sidestepper. Sent off. Oh no.
Oh no. And just for a stun as well.
Yeah.
That had to be a serious injury though.
Yeah, because he just apoed it. Yeah, that was.
If it was a KO, it's just an apo, and if it's a badly hurt, it's just an apo.
Yep. Oh, and both of his KOs stay out. So what a horrible look! Horrible look for Mudarra. But
the
7 players.
The question now stands is, what strategy do you implement if you're Mudarra here?
I mean, you've just got to bang it in, right? And then hope you can do something. Hope your KOs come back and you can do something on defense. But I mean, bang it in. Also, you've just not lost, right? So,
yes.
So just bang it in. 1,000,000% bang it in if you can.
Well, you could still lose if you just bang it in, because you could still get scored on in 2 turns and then get broken.
It's unlikely because you're Wood Elves and you'll probably get those 2 guys back at some point.
Yeah.
So I'd trust in myself to bang it in and keep banging it in. If you fail your first action, you can preserve the extra time quite well, yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Just start your turn with double skulls, reroll double skulls. It's fine.
Look at these people being able to finish their turns. That's the main reason I never dip into my time bank.
I clicked end turn once.
Yeah, I remember not having any idea where the end turn button was in Blood Bowl 3 after playing like about 30 games. How do I end the turn? Oh dear.
30 games of Blood Bowl 3 and the UI is still not readable.
It's got problems, hasn't it? It has got problems. Yeah, the 100 losses, man, the 100 losses team. 101 losses on that Chaos team was hilarious.
Was that the team where you just conceded the second that there was any form of adversity?
Yes, literally any adversity. Lose the toss, concede. Somebody gets their armor broken, concede. Stuff like that.
Ah, yes. Back before they added the timeout from the ladder if you conceded.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really
Those were the
fun.
days.
Yeah. So the timeout is good for Mudarra, isn't it? Takes off a turn.
It is. It's very good for Mudarra.
And a removal.
Po. Instant full Apo.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd want to try to score as soon as possible. I can't lie. Now, how to do that isn't really easy, but I'll still try.
Oh no, this is going to be a very difficult score. But the more time that Mudarra burns, the more likely he is to get the draw.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you can't win this game, right? At this point, as Mudarra, you know that you can't realistically win. You're just hoping for, if you get your score done at any point, you can maybe get the draw. I mean, you could still win, I guess. You could score in 2, and then Nyaga could score in 2 to try and win, and then you could just score back in, in 3 and win, right? So, like, I guess it's totally possible to still win as Mudarra, but psychologically, I'd be giving up on the winning it and just think, right, if I can get a draw here, I'll be very happy.
KO there's pretty handy.
Really handy, yeah. The problem is you can't control space at all, can he?
You have to be very precise in how you control space this game, or this half, which is not easy considering you've got 7 players.
Yeah, and one's a tree that can't move.
Yeah, that's stuck on the other tree.
Yeah. But KO is very good.
KO helps. It's just alignment, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just a... it might be in a catcher, actually. Yeah, it looks like it's a catcher because there's a catcher there. So if he was being... Yeah, there's a catcher. If he was being symmetrical, it would be there. You can bring this up and hand off to like a dancer, can't he? Either dancer? Yeah, you can rush. You can go either dancer. Maybe that dancer should have been one back if he could have been to receive the handoff.
I think he could have been.
Without a rush.
I don't remember exactly.
No. Yeah, it's a bit of a dicing, isn't it? I mean, he didn't have to do that foul with a wrestler, but like, because he's down, he thinks, what if these guys don't come back? I'll try and get lucky. I didn't hate the foul, but if he doesn't do it, then chances are he gets one of these back, and he's on 9 players, and it looks fine. But instead, he's on 7, and it looks diabolical.
Yeah.
But it could have just been lucky, right? He could have made the foul. He could have Kaz the dancer, which would have been Apo, to be fair. And then he would have got these 2. He could have got these 2 back, so he could have been on 10 with Nyaga. Like, Apo could have failed, right? He could have Kaz'd it, Apo could have failed. And then he would have actually been down 9 players anyway, because he wouldn't have been able to Apo this one. So, you know, it could have been amazing. He would have used Apple, but if it was a dead or serious injury, it could have still failed, couldn't it? So.
Yeah, definitely. I think at that stage when you're Mudarra, you kind of have to look for the variants.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand him thinking he has to. Whether he does or not necessarily, right? But I think most people would think that you have to. So you can give it to this guy and run over there, and then make some kind of cage for him. Like, this is the problem. Like, you're just not going to be able to hold it. Like, that was my take on it. That you're just not going to be able to hold it. So, banging early is.
I definitely agree that you're not going to be able to hold it. It's just a matter of how many turns can I burn before I bang it in, to try and maximize draw potential.
Yeah, he did, Christopher B. Yeah, he did.
That's a sad statement.
Yeah, I wasn't very lucky in the World Champs, but managed to hang in quite well. 2-4-1 record, like loads of draws with getting banged out and doing nothing. So he's got the catcher can like come through there, can't he? Yeah, he can come through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the catcher can come up there. The dancer can come through there as well. Oh no, that's his opponent's tree. Oh shit. Well, it's still a 3+, isn't it? It's not terrible.
3-2 with dodge.
Yeah, so you can get a player there. You can get a player there, and then this guy can come out as well. So you can kind of get a full cage. I mean, he can't actually reach to get a full cage. No, he could. He could do a million rushes, and he could have a. He could do a million rushes.
You can't dodge through that square because there's an elf in it, like Christian just pointed out.
So, well, you can go. Oh, yeah, I was going to say you can go this way, but that's a 4 then. Oh shit. You can jump though.
That line is...
You can just jump, but it's then you don't have dodge. Yeah, so you can go around the back there. I cage. It's only a 1.
It's still a 3+ jump with the dancer, and it's a 4+ jump with the catcher. So I guess you just I cage here.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see that guy. That was a sneaky. I would have probably run up there and then be like, "Why can't I dodge? Oh no!" He's got to make this a screen, hasn't he? He had to have rushed with that catcher. Like, even there, even though you don't like that, this isn't. This is the better square. I think you have to make it a screen. I think you have to.
I agree. The problem with the leap Morg is that it's a lot heavier on the dice.
Gaping hole. Yeah, this catcher had to be there. I don't know if he could have made. Where was he over here? 1, 2, 3.
He had he had to do a rush.
4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. He should have probably done the rush there to get that. Because then that's pretty decent, actually, isn't it? That's actually a decent formation. But this is just instantly getting stripped. Use a lot of resources first, though, so not the best response after he strips it.
Nope.
Oh my god, he's moved this one as well.
That I don't
like it.
I suppose he's got recovery in the backfield.
Yeah.
He's still got 2 players in the backfield, right?
Yeah.
Well, 1 player.
1 player. I would have rather had the side stepper on the outside, right, to like stop him getting away.
Yep.
So he does get the strip, and then he's got this catcher left to do something about it. Which is probably
not much.
Stand there.
Yeah. There's not really much you can do about it.
No. Oh wow, okay, he's just rolling a million dice.
He hasn't been able to make a 3+ dodge yet. He made 1.
Did that. He's just gonna get surfed. I mean, it occupies him, doesn't it? So maybe he thinks that's worth it to occupy the dancer.
I think now you have to go for the pickup.
Yeah, and he does.
Because he just surfs the catcher.
Yes, exactly.
And then he probably still scores.
Yes, yeah. No, he absolutely had to. Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it?
Very tricky.
It sucks when you've got no players.
Imagine if you had players here, Jim.
Yeah. I don't know what the best player is here. Surf.
It's really
dodge
difficult.
surf.
It's really difficult. No,
Yeah.
I don't think you dodge surf here. Because it guarantees the ball goes off the sideline, and you really don't want it to go off the sideline.
Well, if it gets, depends when it gets back thrown. You've got a player back here, which is okay, and it does go back there. So that gives him a breathing room, right? That gives him a breathing room for a turn. With your whole thing of, try and delay it as long as possible. This gives him out of dancer range, right?
The problem is, 2 out of 3 throw-ins is terrible.
Well, this one you just score. Because this guy dodges, leaps, scores, right? This one was terrible. The one across was absolutely ruinous.
Oh, the older one.
Okay, he's down to 2 rerolls. Both on 2 rerolls. Getting his digs in. It was risky. It was very risky. But then again, look, you've got 5 players. You've kind of got to do that. When you're 6 players, it was a 75% dodge in. And if it works, it's a throw in. It was pretty rough, but
I think what you can do is, instead of taking the line that he ended up taking, is you could 2+ dodge with the stripper. Hold on, I just need to go onto your stream.
yeah,
You
I
could 2+
realised
dodge
that
with the
was
stripper, take 2 dice on the catcher, push it in towards the pitch, so that you
Yes.
hope to get the bobble onto the pitch in scoring range, and then you can 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2.
2, 2, 2, 2. Yep, and you also had a follow-up hit with a wrestle as well.
Yep.
If that was a good idea.
I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at it properly. But
Yeah.
I think intuitively, I don't like the surf.
No, I don't
Is it-
like it. I don't like a play that starts off with a 25% failure state.
No.
But the positive, the positive throw-in is, basically a touchdown, right? You dodge, you leap, you pick up, rush, score. This one is good. If it goes too far and then gets thrown in there, it's bad. But if so about a sixth of them are good, a sixth of them are terrible, a third of them are terrible, and then about a third of them are good. I quite like this one if you think you can stall it, but I would have been pushing for the scoring, so I don't know. Then also, you could, if you did the dodge with a stripper and then push it back, you could just catch it and then you just lost, right? So it's tough. It is tough.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm really
what I'd
not
have done.
sure either.
I mean, yeah, there is a chance that Mudarra just stalls it out. Exactly, yeah. There is just literally a chance that somehow Mudarra stalls it out for a 1-0 win, which would be completely incredible, wouldn't it? Dream result. But again, I would have still discarded that as a possibility. I would have completely written that off and would just be completely happy with the draw. Which, maybe you shouldn't be, right? Maybe now you should be thinking, well, maybe I can stall it out, but it just seems so
Difficult
so unlikely.
to pull this out. It's difficult, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, nothing's impossible in Blood Bowl.
Unless you're out of range.
Yeah, unless it's impossible. Hello, Faemir. It is indeed a very early gym stream. Been on for an hour already. And now Mudarra is completely out of time bank now. Look. So if this,
It's gonna be rough.
yeah, if this 142 hits 0, his turn just instantly ends.
Then again, Nyaga's on 31 seconds.
But it makes a huge difference. I ran out of time bank when I played Sol, the best of 17, because we were just chatting and not really, giving 110%. And then I actually ran out of time, which has never happened to me for Blood Bowl ever, So when that happened, I was like, oh my god, it was crazy. Like the pressure of knowing that if because of the animations can catch you by surprise. That's the problem, right? Like if it wasn't going down during animations, you'd be like, oh right, well I've got 20 seconds left. But look how long that took, that hit. Like so you can't precisely know how much time you've got to do things. So there's a bit of a mad scramble to get your turn done sometimes. So yeah,
I definitely preferred the BB2 system of you have a time bank, well you have time for your turn, and then you have 15 seconds for decisions.
Oh, I hated that.
Push direction. It just separates it.
I hated it so much. Maybe if it went into your time after that. But the fact that you only had 15 seconds to decide to re-roll was like the worst.
I mean,
I'm
not saying it's perfect. I'm saying I preferred it to the way that BB3 is running it.
Oh, I definitely prefer. I prefer this by far. By far. That's funny. That's funny, isn't it? But I mean, I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong. But
he's wrong. He's wrong. Hargrim is wrong. End of the story. So, please.
Hello, Faemir.
Oh, then I was the one to,
Just also hopping in to chime in that Hargrim is wrong.
But yes, I have to clarify that Hargrim is wrong.
Thank you so much. There we go. Everyone's dogpiling Hargrim. What an absolute idiot!
I can see.
Look, people are going to have different preferences, aren't they? But no, particularly the 15 seconds. If you had the 15 seconds and then it went into your turn, I would have been okay with it, But because the thing is, like if it's something like doing a pickup, right, that you're definitely going to do, you're definitely going to make that pickup. You don't need to think about the ordering or anything. You're going to do the pickup now. 100% you're going to do the pickup. Or a 2-dice block. 2-dice block is even better. You're absolutely going to make that 2-dice block, whether you re-roll it or not. Because all these people say, oh, you should know whether you're going to re-roll before you do the action. That's stupid. You're going to definitely do this 2-dice block. But now, in Blood Bowl 2, you had to know whether you were going to re-roll it before you did the action, because you had no time to think about it once you'd done it. So, like, if it was like a minute decision for something that happens, 1 in 36 times, you had to take 36 minutes instead of 1 minute. Because every single time you did that action, you'd have to think the minute before instead of the minute after. So I hated that. I really hated it. So there you go. That's my explanation for hating that 15-second chunk. But if it went into your turn time afterwards, it would have been okay. I wouldn't. I still prefer the time bank thing. I do like that. I like the time bank idea. And obviously, I've never actually run out of time bank apart from just having a chat with Sol.
apart from the times when you run out, you never run out.
Apart from the one time when I was on comms with my opponent in a fun game, I've never in a competitive game ever run out. But yes, fine. Apart from the time I ran out, I've never run out. But it was interesting though, because I did get to experience what it's like to run out of time, which I never would have done if I hadn't had that fun game. I think we're going to hand off to this dancer and potato. Because you can run away from the other stripper. Yep, surf this guy, run away from the other stripper. Love it.
Yeah, running away from the strippers is a play you can expect from a Blood Bowl coach.
Do you know what? I did know somebody who ran away, not from strippers, but just from some girls. He literally ran away. He literally shouted danger and ran away.
What?
I have done that. Yes, I have done that. And leaving someone behind, some kind of Save Private Ryan scene.
Oh my god, he snaked. Oh, Mudarra, terrible at Blood Bowl. Well, he's made 2 basic errors here. He had a 2+ to basically win in the first half, rolled a double 1, and he's failed another 2+ that wouldn't have made him basically win, but he would have got away from the other stripper and had like a little bit of protection. I didn't like this spot because it stopped him getting out in a 2+ there. But yeah, that was really, really bad play to roll those snakes.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand after all these years of Blood Bowl being, you know, on the market, people still does the same thing. Oh my god.
Just simply roll a 2+. It's not hard, is it?
I mean, come on.
It's a noob move to snake.
Yeah. And now this is pretty much over, isn't it, on a 2+ here? Can blitz him up, sidestep, and then off. Oh, maybe blitzes him up with this. Oh, this square is dodgy because I would have just assisted from there and pushed and done. I don't know. Or there,
I don't know, Jeff.
Not that.
Just roll a POW anyways.
Roll the POW.
That's
AV break as well.
yeah, should be, but yeah, doesn't this look a little overcomplicated for this blitz? Why is that dodge piece there?
Yeah, it was a bit overcomplicated. I think he realised he messed up and halfway through the turn.
Yeah.
The classic mess up halfway through and then have to try and fix it. You can sideline cage here, can't you? Which is lovely. Oh, okay. I much prefer sideline caging now. Now that you've dealt with the stripper, you don't have to get distance with him. So I just sideline there.
You also don't. Well, you also don't really have to worry about the frenzy, either.
Yeah.
Because the frenzy has a hard time getting out.
Yeah, and you got sidestep, so yeah.
I think Nyaga is going to score.
Yep.
That's something that can happen. That's lots of things can happen. That's one of the possible results.
Yep. Well, in the first half, Hargrim confidently declared that Nyaga was definitely 100% scoring, but he didn't.
Once again, Hargrim has no word, no honor, no dignity. Only speaks lies.
I'm never gonna live that down.
No. Not you and your partner, Gaitavix. For the 2 or 3 people that still doesn't know what I'm talking about, if there was a tournament of Blood Bowl tournament in Edinburgh, I wasn't going to play. I was not any chance. But both of them, they were coming, and we were chatting about meeting for a pint, blah blah. I could show them some nice pubs, maybe take them to the Whiskey Society, blah blah blah. Yeah, and they were like, yeah. They agreed to it. Never contacted me when the time came.
Absolute dirtbags.
I am a C-nut, this is known.
That's yeah, but I never expected that a Danish and an Irish person will refuse the chance to drink.
Point.
I can't believe he sidestepped into a 2D. I think the idea was if he'd gone to one of the places where it was a 1D, it would have made him getting through a bit harder. But that's really weird to sidestep into another 2D. I would have definitely sidestepped into another 1D. I think that's crazy, sidestepping into a 2D, and then just he fails the rush. Outrageous.
I mean, yeah, that's like the step of all the squares, eh?
Outrageous. But yeah, another one from Mudarra.
He has to go for the 3D, obviously.
He should.
He's got the players for it as well.
Yeah, he absolutely should. Whether he will or not, but he 100% should. Maybe his brain's fried from, running out of time bank and making decisions. But yeah, it should be a 3D. I made one that wasn't a 3D the other day, so people are still going to make mistakes sometimes. But no, he hasn't. He hasn't made a mistake.
Yeah, there you go. Bang. Gets the POW.
Yeah.
Wait, Almanzor. Wait, Mudarra is Spanish. What the hell is doing a Spanish person playing Blood Bowl at this time in the morning on Sunday?
And yeah, now he's
maybe he hasn't gone to bed. He's like, let's go out all night. Then arrive home, have a nice Blood Bowl, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. And hello, JSB. We did talk about the frenzy versus sidestep and tackle. Yeah, we talked about all that earlier. Basically, in a world with Amazons, I think we're all liking tackle a lot more. The fact there's no tackle on Blood Bowl 3 makes the tackle lose value. Sidestep's got a lot of positives with the, not just stopping one turns and scoring one turns. There's also like holding sidelines and stuff and standing on sidelines with the ball. Lots of good things to sidestep. And, there's good things to frenzy as well, of course. The threat of it, even if people play around it a bit. But also there are negatives to it, as you saw there, frenzy traps and having to dodge away after making a blitz. Stuff like that. But there you go. Nyaga wins game 1 of his contest versus Mudarra. I think he's a little bit lucky to get away with that. There was a bunch of ones in key points for Mudarra, but Nyaga gets the win. So congrats to him. Commiserations to Mudarra. Thank you very much, Hargrim and Faemir, for joining me in the booth. Glorious to have you both here at this ridiculous time.
No worries. I had no clue this thing was going on. So yeah.
There you go. And thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And stay fantastic.